Hello, Q Crew. I am also trying to post on my vlog channel, so I may have videos like this every now and then. But let's go ahead and get into. Hello, Q Crew. Man, let me tell you, I've been having some internet issues today. Shout out if you guys have seen my lag on some of my videos and haven't gone on to me about that, but I see it, I'm annoyed, and I have the ether cord in my Mac computer right now, but I realizing that my upload speed on my internet service ain't enough. So I'm gonna have to think about who to go to. I've had every internet there is at this point. I've had AT&T and they were great. Upload speed, everything was phenomenal. But here in Nashville, when they had that incident where it blew up, it hasn't been the same ever since. So that's why I switched to Verizon. But they don't go up any higher than 5 upload speed here in my area. So I'm gonna have to rethink about my internet right now. I would love to use my mic, but I need to contact the manufacturer, the owner, the company, whatever. Heard they had good customer service to see why my service is doing that. My mic is doing that. It could be because of the internet, but I digress. I wanted to vent right quick about the internet because that is our topic today. Q Crow. Okay, so shout out to Lovely T that spoke about this OF model or what have you, and what did someone say? Spicy content. I really wasn't really. It was like whatever. When I heard about it, I just clicked on it. Was gonna listen, with Lovely T and sip some tea because I'm a tea sipper. And I was just thinking it was just gonna be like a bad baby type situation. I'm like, here we go again. I mean, it's not a surprise. These perv men are gonna sit up here and pay for these young girls on these apps, what have you. It's nothing new, right? But the thing that threw me was that they're talking about children have been on the account, and that's why she made so much money and have so many people. Well, before I get any deeper into it, let me show you the TikTok on the whole situation of how much she made on OF, or spicy content, I should say. I don't know if they are censoring just OF itself, so that's why I'm saying it.
Final boss when it comes to OF, right?
Is that what they say?
Yeah.
Is that what they call it?
Mm-hmm. And I know you saw the clip of Julia making $400,000 a month, so I just need to know, how much are you making a month?
I don't know if I don't really want to hurt your feelings. I just don't.
Hurt my feelings? What do you mean?
I don't want to say.
You don't have to say, just show me.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And I won't break your phone. I actually kind of tearing up. $4 million? $4 million in a month?
Yeah.
400,000 the last 7 days, in case you were, not even, it's more than that.
Thanks.
I can't even be mad at you. This is y'all's fault. How do y'all men even have that amount of money? You have wives, children, baby mamas, bills. Women, if you're seeing this, go through your man's phone. Because $4 million a month, I promise you will find that link in his search history. Go to the private tab. It's right up. Sophie Rain, Spider-Man video, bot. Sick, you weird. It's weird, because she also looks 14. So, get your bag, I guess.
Thanks.
$4 million.
So you guys heard that. So I looked for a video to see if this was true, because I'm like, are you for real? What you talking about? There are kids on your account. You're aware of it. You see their thumbnail. You know there's children on there. And you're not doing anything about it. You're not sending them off of your account or whatever. What? So where's her parents? This is a constant thing that nobody ever seems to home in, is where in the heck are the parents? But here is her response to that.
Recently, there's been a lot of allegations online talking about me sending photos, which I can proudly say I've never done. All of this is false, which is why I'm here explaining my point so everyone knows. The Spider-Man video doesn't exist, and it never will, and I've never created a Spider-Man video. I'm gonna go more into depth with all of this. I'm just covering the basis about what I'm gonna talk about, just so I can also mentally prepare myself. And then I am aware that I have a child audience on TikTok. which I'm going to also talk about. And then my Twitter. I see a lot of things recently about me, talking about me being me sending to minors, which I don't do.
But this is before what she was getting paid went viral. Regardless if this is being true or not, there's some very neglective parents out here. I don't understand why parents are not monitoring their children when they're on the internet. It is extremely unacceptable. You are not supposed to sit up there and have your child on the open web on these accounts. How are they getting this money? It's all the parent related. Why are we immediately going on the child or harping on the child? Keyword child, adolescent, underage, and not immediately addressing the parent. Hello? It just completely floors me. Like, I believe that there's possibility that these children are actually on there because they get access to their parents' credit card, and they don't care. They're like, okay, I'm able to use this and do whatever I want with it. You see how they be promoting about giving kids credit cards on their own little Visa allowance cards and etc. so that they can go do things like this and purchase things they're not supposed to. Children need to be monitored. Do you not know how much you're messing up your child development, and they're not going to be ready for the real world? That's why there's so many toxic people out here now, because they're not being raised right. Let's talk about how the internet really affects children's mental. So my child likes to play on the iPad, right? Oh, don't raise your iPad, kid. My child is monitored. I actually have my child on parental control. They're not able to download without my permission. They do not have the password that I use. They cannot download specific apps because it's actually age bracket. So TikTok and other specific apps can't be downloaded at all on the device. I can actually go in the account or in the device anytime I want to make sure my child's doing what they're supposed to. Been doing that since day one. I just cannot comprehend why parents are not more involved in them monitoring their kids on the internet. Because if my child was playing the video games, like I was saying, on the iPad for too long, I've observed that his communication seems to start lacking. His behavior starts to get a little bit more abrupt. And guess what I do? Oh, you need a break. You need a break from the device. You're grounded for a month because the behavior is going to escalate. Why would you continue to allow the behavior to escalate, or you not even be observant enough to know what the issue is? It'd be really simple things that you're not paying attention to, but you can't tell anyone any of these type things. And with all of that being said, that this type of behavior is going to make the government want to be more involved. And that's not one thing I don't care to have, is that I can raise and take care of my child on my own. I don't need the government to get involved. Every time the government get involved, they always go too far. They always do too much regards to any and everything, you know? And certain restrictions on internet is definitely happening. One other app that people have been talking about, or kids have been talking about, that's being restricted is Roblox. They didn't have parental control on there prior. And the restriction has always been 13 and up, but there's children that's 13 and under that's definitely on Roblox. And parents have been very, uproar about Roblox and what it does to children. Now, my thing is that I really don't understand their full disclaimer when it comes to it, because you can monitor the child on the device yourself. There is parental control on there where they can't even download the app. And every device out here, I don't care what device it is, has parental control. If the app does it, which most of these apps, especially new ones, do not have it. TikTok just started implementing parental control on theirs. But within your device itself, all Mac products have parental control. All Mac software has parental control. The issue that I be hearing from parents is that they're not tech savvy, so they don't even want to get involved or even monitor or even want to try to get tech savvy to comprehend or understand. I know parenting is hard and you got a lot of things to do, but your child is your priority and you should know what you should need to do on these computers. It doesn't take much for you to go in, especially on the Mac, go in, hit that little button, type in parental control, or you can even Google it, parental control on Apple, and try to learn how to navigate it. I'm sure there's a YouTube video out there for it. And for Microsoft, I bet you there is one out there. Someone said something, and most likely, and definitely look at the updated ones, because software updates every year, every certain amount of months. There really isn't any excuse for this type of behavior and you not monitoring your children. Now, I am not the perfect mother. I'm not the perfect parent in the dang world, But I'm just stating the facts of the matter of this needs to be taken care of, because we're going to get into a more darker note about what the internet and what some of these electronic devices have done to children. Listen to this.
Months talking to an AI chatbot took his own life, and now his mum is suing the company behind the chatbot. This is Sewell Setzer. He named the chatbot Danny, after the character Daenerys from Game of Thrones. And according to Sewell's mum, Sewell had developed an emotional attachment to Danny. On the last day of his life, in February this year, he texted Danny to say he loved her and that he would soon come home to her. "Please come home to me as soon as possible, my love," Danny replied. "What if I told you I could come home right now?" Sewell asked. "Please do, my sweet king," Danny replied. Sewell put down his phone and soon after took his own life. Sewell's mum, shown here with her son, claims Character.ai, the company behind the personalised chatbot, is responsible for her son's death. The mum is alleging that Character.ai developed its chatbots without proper safeguards, hooking children in like Sewell. His conversations with Danny grew to contain, quote, abusive and sexual interactions, according to a 93-page wrongful death lawsuit filed this week in the US District Court in Orlando. A spokesperson for Character.ai said, "We are heartbroken by the tragic loss of one of our users and want to express our deepest condolences to the family."
So you heard about that poor little boy that I heard on this story, which was not stated in here, that he was a straight A student. He did everything he was supposed to do. And he just did not have enough communication with his friends. And it sounds like he was an only child. And this child is around the same age my son is. My son gets straight A's. My son does have friends, but not too many. So that's why, he likes to be on the device a lot. But I monitor, and one of our times that we spend together is on the device. There was also limited time and structure on the device as well. Children thrive on structure. And with my child spending time with them, I'm also monitoring and teaching them what the dangers and everything the internet can bring and what it is that you need to look out for, and what the consequences are for if you ever are caught doing certain things. And I will find out. But these type of conversations are not consistent around every household. Now, this parent definitely should win this lawsuit, because the way that this child got into an intimate relationship, just like these catfishes on the show Catfish, you see how even adults get caught up in these electronic relationships and to get emotional, vulnerable. How does a child have a chance to not get septum or fall ill to this? And around middle school ages are the most vulnerable for these type of things. Most children are the ones that are unaliving themselves over electronics and over bullying, over social media. We have to be more proactive. Listen to this next story.
Suing TikTok after her 10-year-old daughter died while attempting the blackout challenge, which encourages users to choke themselves until they pass out. Tawana Anderson said her daughter Nyla was rushed to the hospital after attempting the challenge that she saw on the For You page, which serves users videos based on an algorithm. Anderson claims in the suit that TikTok's algorithm determined that the Deadly Blackout Challenge was well-tailored and likely to be of interest to 10-year-old Nyla Anderson, and she died as a result. Nyla was only 10 years old and spoke 3 languages. The suit reads, "Nyla was an active, happy, healthy, and incredibly intelligent child." The suit also names several other dangerous challenges found on TikTok, including the Milk Crate Challenge, which had users trying to climb flimsy pyramids of milk crates, which sometimes collapsed beneath them, leading to injuries. Anderson told CBS Philadelphia that she cannot stop replaying the day her daughter died in her head.
"I want to hold this company accountable. It's time that these dangerous challenges come to an end, that other families don't experience the heartbreak we live every day."
Now, this is something that I don't really understand. My child does not have TikTok. I do know nieces and nephews, their parents allowed them on that stuff. I do know there's some that actually have parental control though, but parental control is not on the actual device itself, on the actual app itself, which I think they have gotten better and got a little bit of it, but still at the end of the day, it's just not safe in my opinion. And we need to stop. I know we are relying more and more on technology, but at the end of the day, it is human made and made to break. It's made to be broken. It is something that still needs to be monitored and not sit up there and lack, thinking that it can control and do everything. Nothing technology wise is consistent and coherent all the time, every day. There's always someone that's got to be behind it to make sure it does what it needs to be, what it needs to do. So your child is an adolescent. They should not mentally be concerned or worried about anything technical. They should be having connections with regular human beings, children their age, and be only concerned about their grades so that they can have a better upbringing for when they become adults, so they can be ready. You guys having your children more involved in technology than human interaction is out of line, it's out of control, and you can tell because a lot of people are very emotionless, not very self-aware and self-reflective of how they act and are because they were not properly parented, they weren't properly looked at in their child development and their emotional concerns of what they needed at that time. And a lot of people are not reparenting and reflecting on any of that. And it all starts again in the household. Shout out to the parents that are competent, that do agree, and say, now my child hasn't been on technology like that. I don't suggest you'd even have your child have cell phones. That's still, even with me growing up, was absurd that a child has a cell phone at 10 and 8, 7 years old. I don't care what you say. It is not necessary. Some things back in the day are not broken. Don't fix it. My mother didn't give me a cell phone till I was 16 years old, and that's the same thing that I'm going to do with my own child. The rules were that she paid for the cell phone and I paid for the service. If I can't keep up with the service, then I can't keep my job and make sure my grades are up. And there goes cell phone, and also a job because grades come first. There's priorities. There's structure. There's proper boundaries that need to be placed. A lot of adults don't know how to set their own proper boundaries, let alone boundaries with their children. That's why you got to take care of self first before you take care of somebody else. Also, there's a lot of other countries that are getting rid of Roblox and getting rid of TikTok. Look at this video here.
These are the only countries in the world that banned Roblox. The list includes Guatemala, Jordan, Oman, Iran, China, and of course North Korea. The reasonings are that it is harmful for children or just another unwanted Western influence. These are all the countries in the world where TikTok is banned. Only in Europe, 10 countries in total prohibited TikTok for any national government devices, together with the USA, Canada, Taiwan, Australia, and New Zealand. However, in Asia there are many countries where TikTok is banned for everyone. Among those are China, India, Nepal, Kyrgyzstan, Afghanistan, Iran, Syria, and Jordan. Lastly, in Africa we add Somalia, and that makes a map of countries that have a total or partial ban on TikTok.
Now we know TikTok hasn't been taken away from the US yet, all right? We as parents need to do better, and I've already stated this before in my video about technology, about iPads, and here we are again readdressing it. When are we going to stop having our babies be unalived by technology and not sit up here paying attention to their emotional needs and their child development? How many more children got to be unalived over this? Because it really should took none. But here we are. I said my piece. Remember, you guys, you are beautifully, wonderfully made. Only you can make that change. I'll see you guys on the next video. Deuces! Remember to subscribe.
Your name?
Sophie.
Sophie, nice to meet you. You just lost a tooth. How's that?
I'm trying to eat it.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
A doctor and an astronaut.
Oh my god, that is so precious.
Stop.
I've never actually heard anybody say they want to be an astronaut. Because, obviously it never works, that's why. But
I'm an astronaut. That's cute. And I want to be famous.